Well, it's time to beat the heat. And Dylan England is going to show you how to make a perfect iced coffee at home. That's coming your way next, live from the Roastery.
All right, so let's make iced coffee at home. I am a hot coffee drinker year-round, but when I do want iced coffee, this is my preferred way because you get to really kind of keep some of those flavor notes that you'd get out of the hot extraction because we're still using a hot extraction. So you will need a couple things. Get a good grinder. This is probably the biggest investment. Or use a good grinder at one of our cafes or any reputable coffee shop. You're gonna want a gooseneck kettle, one that's just able to pour water kind of accurately. You need a spoon. You don't have to get a fancy whisk like myself. You want a gram scale, some sort of vessel. I'm using the Chemex. And finally, really good coffee. So I'm using SPoT's Colombia Finca Loma Verde. I think it has really good notes of peach that really come through even iced. So let's brew it. All right, so I have my vessel all ready and set, ready to pour. You're gonna wanna measure out your ice first. There's a ton of different recipes online you can find for this snap chilled or Japanese style iced coffee. This one called for 180 grams of ice, so I put that in there, tared the scale, and then this one called for about 72 grams of coffee, so I did that. But right now, this is gonna be on the scale, and we wanna tear this out so that it reads 0. And then if you don't have a timer built onto your scale, if you don't have a coffee scale, you can just use your phone or any other sort of digital timer because you are gonna wanna monitor that drip time too. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the first pour. This is gonna be a series of pours. We're looking for an extraction of around 5 to 6 minutes, and then we're gonna serve that over ice. Because we're using that hot water to extract and then shocking it onto ice too, we're gonna give it a little stir just to make sure that the hot and cold mix, and then we're gonna drink it. All right, so I'm gonna do my first pour. I'm just gonna start the timer. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pour towards the center of those coffee grounds, and I'm just gonna go in concentric circles outward, just so everything is saturated. I'm gonna stay away from the wall of the actual filter. And then once this reaches around 225 grams, again, that's just for this recipe, I'm gonna stop that pour. I'm gonna let it drain a little bit, and then I'm gonna continue with my second, third, and final pour. All right, now we're time for the final pour. Again, this is just one recipe. This one, at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm gonna do my final pour to about 675 grams. And then we're gonna look for a total drain time of about 5 to 6 minutes. All right, so we're done. We did the final pour. We've let this drip for about 6 minutes. So we can just simply take this filter, toss it out, and we have our finished coffee. I do recommend giving it a little stir. You want to prevent stratification of hot and cold. Because remember, we're using a hot extraction and we're shocking it over ice. So we're really trapping all those really nice aromatics, and then you just want to serve it over ice. This is the same way that we make our iced coffee in all of our SPoT coffee cafes, just on a smaller scale. And with this, you can do it at home. You can use whatever coffee you want. So, cheers.
Well, Dylan, a staple for summer.
Yeah.
Iced coffee, so easy to make if you take a little bit of time.
Right.
Do a few things, you can really get a superior product.
You're gonna have a bit of an investment up front. The grinder's the big one, but the gooseneck kettle, the gram scale, some of the whisks or spoons are something you can use around the kitchen too, so don't think of it as just a purely coffee investment. But if you're drinking coffee every day like we are, might be worth doing. So
and let's do it.
Cheers. And remember, you're tasting iced coffee, but this was brewed hot, so a lot of those nice flavor notes are still gonna be there.
Absolutely delicious, and the lightness of it comes through in that little kick of flavor from our single origin blend is just awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
So, hey, that's it, folks. Sip in the summer, sipping some great iced coffee. You can do it yourself. Make sure you start with SPoT beans, of course, at any of our participating SPoT coffee locations. Till next time, we'll see you live from the Roastery.